Hi friends, this is Miss Stacey from Youth Services Department of the Fayetteville Public Library, and this is Preschool Story Time for ages 3 to 5. Let's sing our hello song. Hello friends, hello friends, hello friends, it's time to say hello. Good job. Now let's sing it in Spanish by saying hola. Hola friends, hola friends, hola friends, it's time to say hola. Now let's do it in Hawaiian by saying aloha. Aloha friends, aloha friends, aloha friends, it's time to say aloha. Very good, friends. Today's story time is themed around Thanksgiving. It's an American holiday where people eat lots of turkey. And we talk about what we're thankful for. And what's really fun is we're going to be making a thankful tree. If you wanted to say thank you in American Sign Language, it's very simple. You take your hand and touch your chin and put it out toward the person you're thanking. Thank you. Very good. Our first book today is Gus the Pilgrim Turkey by Ellen Joy Sasaki and Teresa Bateman. Gus loved being a turkey. He gobbled with friends, got to wear whatever he pleased, and was fed almost every time he turned around. Life was fabulous. He was young, so every day was a new adventure. In the spring, there were tasty young bugs everywhere. Gus looked stunning in his Easter hat. Summer was even better. He danced in the sprinkler wearing shorts with crazy patterns, and he loved the way the sun glinted off the farm pond. Looks like Gus is having a lot of fun. Now it was autumn. Gus wrapped a jaunty orange scarf around his neck. I can't wait for winter, he gobbled to his friends. I want to make snow turkeys and wear my new woolly cap. I've even bought a tuxedo for New Year's Eve. I wouldn't worry about New Year's, said the horse. No, woof, barked the dog. Turkeys don't make it to January around here. Why not? Gus asked. You know why not? Let's find out. Thanksgiving, that's why not, the goose explained. Gus was puzzled. So his friends told him about the pilgrims traveling the wild seas by ship, looking for a safe place to live. No problem. They told him about Native Americans who helped the pilgrims. No problem. They told him about the big feast. No problem. I love food, Gus reminded them. So what's on the menu? His friends told him. What do you eat at Thanksgiving? Big problem! No way, Gus shouted. It's true, said the rooster. Well, I'll leave. I'll just pack up and leave, Gus said. And go where? The horse asked. Gus looked up. A V of birds was flying by. South, he declared. Other birds go south for winter. Maybe that's why they don't end up as dinner. Look how crazy he looks. His friends weren't sure about his plan, but they helped Gus fill his backpack with seed corn and his favorite outfits. Good luck, they shouted as he gobbled out of sight. Poor Gus's drumsticks got rather tired, but he kept walking. After several weeks, he saw decorations, pilgrims, pumpkins, and turkeys. South, he knew he had to go farther south. When Gus crossed the Rio Grande into Mexico, he felt safer. They didn't have Thanksgiving in Mexico, did they? Gus came to a town and heard music playing nearby. He followed the happy sound to a party. Cake was on the table. Hanging from a tree was a large, colorful bird. A turkey? He couldn't tell because it wouldn't stay still. The children were beating it with a stick. The horror! The horror! I think it's a piñata. Suddenly, the bird broke. A cascade of candy fell out. Gus gasped in relief. It wasn't a turkey. It wasn't even a real bird. Still, he couldn't stay in a place where people would whack any kind of bird, feathered or fake. Gus kept moving. Thanksgiving or not, everywhere he went, people looked at him with hungry eyes. Was there no safe place for a turkey? At last, he grew so tired he couldn't walk anymore. He looks pretty tired. So Gus found a ship heading south and tiptoed on board late one night. He hopped into a lifeboat and settled down for a long journey. That says South Star. And this is pointing, and it says South Pole. He was safe. Whew. For the first few days, he enjoyed sailing. But soon the seas grew rough and it got cold. And then colder. And then the coldest Gus had ever felt. He tugged on his warm woolly hat. Then one day the ship stopped. Gus poked his head out. The coast was clear. He ran to the rail and looked around. Snow! Snow! And more snow! The ship was surrounded by snow and ice. Gus gobbled in astonishment. Unfortunately, someone heard him. Hey, would you get a load of that? Said a man in a parka. I can't believe it. It's Thanksgiving and right on board we have a real live turkey. Just in time for our Thanksgiving feast. Look at that guy, look at his lips. I think they're hungry. Gus grabbed his backpack and charged down the gangplank. But where could he hide? In this white wilderness, he stood out like a sore thumb. Suddenly, he saw a whole bunch of other birds. He dove into them. Excuse me, let me by. Sorry. Still, he couldn't feel safe. All the others were wearing black and white. He needed a way to blend in. Who are you? Quickly, Gus pulled out his tuxedo and threw it on. There was a lot of shouting, but now the men couldn't see Gus. Finally, they headed back to their ship. What was that about? The other birds asked. And who are you? I'm Gus, Gus explained, and I've traveled for a long time trying to find a place where I can be safe. Is a killer whale after you? Asked the nearest penguin. No, Gus replied. It's nothing like that. It's Thanksgiving. You see him in his tux? He's right there. Thanksgiving, chorused the penguins. Sure, it's a holiday about pilgrims and stuff, Gus said. Penguins? They asked. No, pilgrims, Gus said slowly. Then he explained. The penguins listened. So the pilgrims left their homes because they didn't feel safe there, and they traveled by ship for a long, long time, said the penguin leader. Gus nodded. All the penguins turned to eye the nearby ship. Welcome, pilgrim, the head penguin announced. But I'm not a... Gus began, and then he looked at the natives in his strange new home. They looked like they'd help him survive. Maybe I am a pilgrim, Gus said at last. I sure have a lot to be thankful for. Then how about a feast? Asked his new friends. Gus grinned. No problem. Look at Gus. They're all talking about all the food they want to eat. That's cute. The end. Friends, let's sing a song now. Let's sing about Thanksgiving. If you're thankful and you know it, clap your hands. If you're thankful and you know it, clap your hands. If you're thankful and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're thankful and you know it, clap your hands. If you're thankful and you know it, wiggle your body. If you're thankful and you know it, wiggle your body. If you're thankful and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're thankful and you know it, wiggle your body. If you're thankful and you know it, wiggle your fingers. If you're thankful and you know it, wiggle your fingers. If you're thankful and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're thankful and you know it, wiggle your fingers. Last one, okay? And this time we're going to use our sign for thank you. If you're thankful and you know it, say thank you. Thank you. If you're thankful and you know it, say thank you. Thank you. If you're thankful and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're thankful and you know it, say thank you. Thank you. Good job, friends. Our second book today is by an author you may know if you read Captain Underpants or Dogman, Dave Pilkey. And it's called 'Twas the Night Before Thanksgiving. 'Twas the day before Thanksgiving, and all through the trees the fall leaves were spinning aloft in the breeze. 8 children had boarded their school bus with grins in hopes that a field trip soon would begin. Have you ever been on a field trip? They sang as they rode through autumn terrains, while visions of drumsticks danced in their brains. I'm thinking of drumsticks. O'er rivers through woods with winding and weaves, their school bus sailed on through the new fallen leaves. When out on the road, there arose such a clatter, they threw down their windows to see what was the matter. When what with their wondering eyes should they see but a miniature farm and 8 tiny turkey? And a little old man so lively and rugged, they knew in a moment it was Farmer McNugget. He was dressed all in denim from his head to his toe, with a pinch of polyester and a dash of Velcro. And then in a twinkling they heard in the straw the prancing and pawing of each little claw. More rapid than chickens, his cockerels they came. He whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Ollie, now Stanley, now Larry and Moe, on Wally, on Beaver, on Shimp and Groucho. The turkeys were chunky with smiley beaked faces, and they greeted the children with downy embraces. So out through the barnyard they ran and they flew, and they gobbled and giggled as friends sometimes do. Then somebody spotted an axe by the door, and she asked Farmer Nugget what it was for. With a blink of his eye and a twist of his head, the old farmer told a grim tale of dread. What do you think he uses the axe for? Tonight, said McNugget, these feathery beasts will be chopped up and roasted for Thanksgiving feasts. The children stood still as tears filled their eyes. Then they clamored aloud in a chorus of cries. Uh-oh, they're not happy about that. Oh dear, cried McNugget. Now what shall I do? So he dashed to the well, and the teacher went too. And they fetched some water fresh from the ground in hopes that a swig might calm everyone down. And when they returned to quiet the matter, the children were calmer and mysteriously fatter. The boys and girls drank up their drinks in the hay, then thanked old McNugget and waddled away. They limped to the school bus, all huffing and puffing. It's not easy to walk with hot turkey stuffing. And then as the school bus drove off in the night, McNugget looked round. Not a turkey in sight. Do you have any idea where they might be? What's that? That's interesting. 'Twas the night before Thanksgiving, and the stars up above showed down on a school bus abounding with love. Isn't that cute? The very next evening, 8 families were blessed with 8 fluffy Thanksgiving turkeys as guests. They feasted on veggies with jelly and toast, and everyone was thankful the turkeys were most. You see the turkeys? Look right there, and there. They're in all the windows. That's cute. So each one gave thanks for love and for living, and they all had a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. The end. Friends, it's time for some finger play. Get your fingers ready. We're going to count down from 5. 5 little turkeys standing at the door. 1 waddled off, then there were 4. 4 little turkeys sitting near a tree. 1 wandered off, then there were 3. 3 little turkeys with nothing to do. 1 wandered off, then there were 2. 2 little turkeys in the morning sun. 1 waddled off, then there was 1. 1 little turkey, better run away, for soon it will be Thanksgiving Day. Now we have no turkeys. Good job, friends. Our third story is The Great Thanksgiving Escape by Mark Fearing. Look at all the people. This is obviously before we had COVID-19, and people still didn't wear masks, but this year Thanksgiving will look a little bit different than this, but that's okay. It was another Thanksgiving at Grandma's. He doesn't look very happy, does he? You can play in here with the rest of the kids, Gavin's mother told him. We'll call you when the turkey's ready. Have fun, Gavin's dad called, but Gavin knew it was not going to be fun. Not fun at all. Hey, someone whispered. It was his cousin Rhonda. What do you say we break out of here and head for the swing set in the backyard? I'm supposed to stay here till turkey time, Gavin said. Rhonda climbed out from under the coats. The way I see it, Gav, she said, is that sometimes you have to make your own fun. Are you with me? She asked. Gavin nodded. I'm in. They crept out and headed for the front door. Look at them sneaking. Suddenly, Rhonda jumped back. That way is blocked by vicious guard dogs. I think they've picked up our scent, she yelled. Run! I don't know if I believe that they're vicious. What do you think? They look pretty lazy. But when they rounded the corner, Rhonda stopped dead in her tracks. It's the Hall of Ants! We'll be pinched and smothered for sure, she cried. That's a lot of ants in one hall. Gavin trembled, remembering Christmas last year. He'd had to ice his face for 3 days. They took off, but it was too late. Rhonda had been grabbed. Oh goodness, an ant got her. Luckily, she reacted defensively. And managed to break free without a pinch. Choo! She sneezed on her ant. Ooh. Quick, before another one comes in for a snuggle, yelled Rhonda as she bolted past. Head for the back door! Look at all the hands. They all want to kiss and hug the kids. Oh no! The Great Wall of Butts! Rhonda yelled. It's certain death to get between them and the TV. They're all watching TV. Down here, said Rhonda. I bet there's a way through the basement. Gavin wasn't so sure. It looked dark and smelled like dirty socks and hair gel. They peeked cautiously around the corner. Looks like you can kind of see something, maybe. Zombies! Rhonda screamed. They'll eat our brains as an appetizer. They kind of do look like zombies a little bit, don't you think? They raced back up the stairs to the kitchen. Just a little snack for the road, Gavin said. No, Rhonda yelled. It's a trap! She grabbed Gavin just before they were surrounded. They turned and sprinted for the door. We're almost there! They look so happy. Are they going to escape? But they skidded to a stop when they reached the glass. At least we tried, Rhonda said. Gavin was quiet for a moment. Then he said, the way I see it, Rhonda, is that sometimes you have to make your own fun. But it's raining. What are they going to do? Oh my goodness. This page doesn't have any words, but you can tell that they're swinging in the rain. Isn't that funny? They made their own fun. The end. That was a fun one. For our craft today, we are going to be making thankful trees. It's a really fun craft, and it makes a great centerpiece for Thanksgiving. I got this tree branch by just walking in the woods, and I found one on the ground, and I liked how gnarly it was. You can see all the like little bends and twists it has. I thought that would make a pretty tree. If you're worried about bugs and things that might be in it, you can soak it in bleach water in your tub before you use it. And then I put the branch into a vase and filled the vase up with rocks around the branch so that it would be held still. I cut out construction paper into the shape of leaves. And then my family and I, we talked about things that we're thankful for, and we wrote them on the leaves. And then we attached them to the tree branch. And it's a perfect centerpiece to remember all that we're thankful for. Thanks for joining me for a Thanksgiving story time. Let's sing our goodbye song. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. Now let's say goodbye in Spanish by saying adios. Adios, friends. Adios, friends. Adios, friends. It's time to say adios. Now let's say in Hawaiian by saying aloha. Aloha, friends. Aloha, friends. Aloha, friends. It's time to say aloha. Very good. Thanks for joining me for story time. Have a happy Thanksgiving.